There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not. I think somebody hurt these kids. I think somebody hurt them. My heart tells me these babies are gone. My heart tells me that.
Did Belynda Gray just unravel a web of lies spun by Malehya Brooks Murray and Daniel Martell in the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan? Her Bombshell interview exposes chilling truths that could blow this Nova Scotia mystery wide open. But a searcher insists the kids are still lost in the woods. Welcome to Untold Crimes and Affairs, where we chase the darkest secrets haunting the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case. Is Gray's exposé the key to justice, or are the answers buried deeper? Let's dive in. This is Untold Crimes and Affairs, your home for true crime stories that grip your soul. If you're hooked on unraveling mysteries like this, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Join our channel for exclusive perks. Today, we're dissecting Belynda Gray's heart-wrenching CBC interview, where her raw honesty catches Malehya and Daniel in a tangle of contradictions. A searcher's claim that the kids are in the woods clashes with Gray's grim suspicions, and a $150,000 reward goes ignored by the very people who should be shouting it loudest. The truth is out there, but it's slipping through the cracks. 6 weeks after 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan vanished from their Lansdowne Station home, Belynda Gray, their paternal grandmother, steps into the spotlight with a story that shatters the official narrative. She's no detective, just a grieving grandmother, but her words expose Malehya's silence and Daniel's shifting claims like a blade through fog. Meanwhile, searcher Amy Hansen clings to hope that the kids are lost in the woods, a theory that crumbles under Gray's revelations. And looming over it all, a $150,000 reward Malehya and Daniel won't even mention. Let's unravel this house of lies, starting with the woman who caught them. Picture this. May 2nd, 2025. Gray's in town when she gets a text from her grandson's mother with a Facebook article. Lilly and Jack are missing. Her heart races as she texts Malehya, who confirms the kids vanished that morning. But here's the first red flag. Malehya doesn't ask if Gray or her son Cody, the kid's biological father, know anything. It's as if she already knows what happened. Gray's in panic, shock, expecting the kids to turn up, but that hope fades fast. At 3 a.m., RCMP cars roll into her driveway, waking her. They question Cody, who hasn't seen the kids in 3 years, ensuring they're not with him. Cody's upset, feeling accused, but Gray sees it as routine. What's not routine? Malehya's silence on whether anyone else could be involved. The next morning, Gray and her sister join the search, asking Malehya where the kids play. Malehya points vaguely to the little woods by the house, but when Gray combs the area, she's stunned. The terrain is a nightmare. Trees everywhere, thorn bushes, deadfall from Storm Fiona. You have to climb over trees, crawl under bushes, she says. It's too thick for a 6- and 4-year-old to wander far. Gray's yelling, "Lilly!" and "Jackie Boy," her nickname for Jack, but doubts creep in. She returns to find Malehya eerily calm, her voice monotone, her face non-emotional. Gray once thought Malehya was the perfect mom, soft-spoken, never raising her voice. But now, something's off. Then comes the gut punch. Gray steps into Malehya's home and freezes. It's dilapidated, dirty, dangerous. A far cry from the clean, tidy Malehya she knew. It looked more like a camp, she says, shocked at the chaos. Was this neglect? A breakdown? or a sign of something darker? Gray's heart breaks as she recalls Lily's brown hair and gapped teeth, Jack's serious stare. She believes somebody hurt these kids. Let's hear her words, raw and unfiltered, that expose the truth.
So we showed up Saturday morning, me and my sister, and we met up with my daughter, and we started, well, I asked Malehya, I said, Malehya, I said, you know your kids. Nobody knows their kids like their mom. Where do your kids normally go to play out in the yard? What direction do they usually like to explore? And she said, well, they always play up in the little woods right on the side. I said, well, okay. I said, we'll start from that point and we'll work our way out. We had spoken to a search and rescue, and we weren't allowed on the other side because that's where they were searching at the time. So we just started combing through the woods up through there. We were gone for a couple of hours. I'm yelling for Lilly and Jack. We always call Jack Jackie Boy. And yeah, that went on for a few hours, but those woods, I started to feel that I can't see them being in the woods. There's trees everywhere. You literally have to climb over trees, climb under bushes. It is really, really thick.
Belynda Gray's voice trembles with pain and conviction. Her words aren't just a grandmother's grief. They're a dagger to the heart of Malehya's story. If the woods are too thick for kids to vanish, what really happened? And why didn't Malehya question anyone, not even Cody, living nearby? It's as if she knew the kids weren't lost. This echoes what some call a hoaxer, someone who knows too much because they're hiding the truth. Gray's advocacy, her tireless fight, stands in stark contrast to Malehya's silence. And that $150,000 reward? Gray's pushing it, but Malehya and Daniel? Not a word. But not everyone agrees with Gray. Amy Hansen, a searcher who joined the effort on May 2nd, still believes Lilly and Jack are in those woods.
Do you think those kids are in the woods?
From everything I've seen, yes.
Have you found anything?
The only thing that we had was the boot prints, said everybody. And we still cannot 100% say that they belong to the children, but that was pretty much the only thing that we had.
You think they're in the woods?
I have not been told anything to lead me to any other conclusion at this point.
Why can't you find them?
They're small, they'd be hiding. They would have crawled underneath something probably when they got tired. They could have gone further than what we searched. There's all kinds of scenarios, unfortunately.
Hansen's team logged 12,000 hours, scouring the dense forest with canines, drones, and grid searches so tight teams could barely see each other through the bushes. Storm Fiona left deadfall piled high, places where small kids could hide, crawl under, or collapse from exhaustion. They found a boot print, possibly a child's, but it's never been confirmed. Hansen says kids that age often hide, making them hard to spot. Her team even checked wells and a mine shaft with a drone, finding no trace. Yet Hansen's hope feels like a fading echo. Her searches after May 7th weren't spurred by new tips, just a need to cover more ground. Some searchers were so broken they couldn't call Lilly and Jack's names, others too exhausted to return. Hansen's conviction hinges on that unconfirmed boot print and the woods' chaos, but it crumbles against Gray's logic. If the terrain's so brutal, how could two small kids wander far? And why did the scent trail, tracked by RCMP dogs, end at the driveway? Hansen's perspective reflects the investigation's early focus, but Gray's exposé suggests they looked in the wrong place. Gray's doubts align with a shocking claim from Durwood O'Grady, a relative who says Malehya orchestrated the kid's disappearance. Picture this. Early May 2nd, Malehya dresses Lilly and Jack, leads them to the driveway, and hands them to a vehicle driven by someone she trusted. O'Grady's 80% sure he knows who. He claims Malehya was fighting with Daniel, venting to family, possibly unraveling from postpartum struggles after Meadow's birth. When Daniel's mother, Janie, caught her by the road, Malehya froze, guilt written on her face. O'Grady says she fled to the Shubenacadie Reserve with Meadow after he dropped hints about her role, fighting her mother Cindy to take the baby. The scent trail ending at the driveway backs his story. Could Gray's Woods skepticism point to this vehicle handoff? Daniel Martell, the stepfather, piles on with his own accusations. He claims Malehya was awake at 6:18 a.m., signing the kids out of school. He dozed off for 20 minutes, woke to silence, and found them gone. Malehya, he says, took 2 of his sweaters, birth certificates, and the kids' stuffed animals, Lily's unicorn, Jack's dinosaur, before fleeing with Meadow, violating CPS orders. Daniel insists she prioritized Meadow, sidelining Lily and Jack, and might harm herself if Meadow's taken. But his story's shaky. 3 weeks after the disappearance, he passed a polygraph, but every question assumed the kids were dead, contradicting his claim they're alive with Malehya. Why the flip-flop? And why, like Malehya, does he ignore that $150,000 reward? Malehya's actions scream suspicion. She left the search on May 3rd with Meadow and her mother Cindy, who falsely claimed the RCMP barred media talks. Malehya blocked Daniel, cut contact, and vanished, taking those birth certificates and stuffed animals. Why, unless she's planning a new life? Her monotone demeanor, noted by Gray, could be guilt, dissociation, or postpartum collapse, as O'Grady suggested. Compare this to Susan Smith, whose flat affect masked a horrific truth. Daniel's deflection, offering his phone, GPS, banking data, feels rehearsed, like John Benet Ramsey's family dodging scrutiny. Gray's shock at the home's dilapidated state hints at neglect, maybe from both. Yet she's the one out there, fighting, while Malehya and Daniel hide. Forensically, the case is a puzzle. That boot print Hansen clings to? Unconfirmed, possibly planted to sell the lost story. A blanket fragment found nearby is equally vague. Gray's Woods doubt, and O'Grady's vehicle theory suggest these could be red herrings. The RCMPs reviewed 8 kilometers of video for vehicle patterns, per Daniel, aligning with O'Grady's claim of a handoff. Early on, they suspected foul play, visiting Cody at 3 a.m., conducting 53 interviews. But their no abduction stance feels hollow against Gray's conviction that somebody hurt these kids. Hansen's 12,000-hour search found nothing, yet she holds hope. Was the investigation misdirected from day one? Psychologically, Malehya's silence chills. Her failure to question Gray or Cody, as Gray revealed, mirrors Madeleine McCann's parents, whose media choices sparked suspicion. Daniel's reward silence and polygraph flip-flop echo John Benet Ramsey, where family omissions fueled cover-up theories. Hansen's hope, driven by searcher grit, contrasts Gray's grim reality. She believes the kids are gone, hurt by someone close. The $150,000 reward, pushed by Nova Scotia's government, could break this case. But Malehya and Daniel's disengagement screams louder than any clue. Gray's out there, a beacon of truth, while the woods hold nothing but secrets. So, what's the truth? Did Malehya hand Lily and Jack to a vehicle, as O'Grady claims, caught by Gray's exposé? Is Daniel deflecting guilt with his contradictions, or are both hiding a darker secret? Does Hansen's Woods theory hold any weight, or is Gray's foul play conviction the key? The RCMP's closing in, and that reward might just crack this mystery. Tell me in the comments, Does Gray's exposé prove Malehya's guilt? Or do you agree with Hansen's Woods theory? This case is far from cold. Like, comment, and share to keep Lilly and Jack's story alive. Binge our Sullivan series for every twist we've uncovered. Subscribe for the next bombshell. Until then, keep digging. Because someone knows where Lilly and Jack are. And the truth is closer than ever.